It was a glittering evening in New York City, where the elite gathered at the Skylux rooftop restaurant for a private charity gala hosted by billionaire investor Kareem Al-Fahad. Dressed in a sharp tuxedo, Kareem commanded attention with every word, his charm as well known as his arrogance. Among the staff moving silently through the candlelit tables was Emily Carter, a 26-year-old waitress working double shifts to pay her mother's hospital bills. She carried herself with quiet dignity, used to being invisible in rooms like this. But when Kareem's table received the wrong vintage of wine, the atmosphere shifted. Kareem frowned, his pride pricked. He muttered something in Arabic, a cruel remark disguised as sophistication, assuming the waitress wouldn't understand. His guests laughed, feeding his ego. Emily froze for a moment, the words cutting deeper than expected. Then she straightened her back and met his eyes. "Would you like me to explain where you went wrong, in English or Arabic?" she asked calmly. The laughter died instantly. Kareem's confident smirk faded, disbelief flickering in his eyes. The room fell silent. The clinking of glasses stopped. Everyone watched, as the quiet waitress stood her ground before one of the most powerful men in New York. Kareem's expression hardened as he tried to regain control of the situation. "You speak Arabic?" he asked, his voice low but sharp. Emily nodded with calm confidence. "Fluently," she replied, "and I understand enough to know when someone is being disrespectful." The guests at the table exchanged awkward glances, some whispering under their breath. A businessman from Dubai chuckled quietly, clearly impressed. Kareem's jaw tightened. He wasn't used to being challenged, especially not by someone he considered beneath him. "Where did you learn it?" he asked, still trying to sound superior. Emily's answer came steady and clear. "I studied linguistics at Columbia University, specializing in Arabic and Middle Eastern studies. I'm working here to pay for my mother's treatment, not because I lack ambition." Her words struck a nerve. The confidence in her tone made the billionaire's arrogance look small. The Dubai businessman smiled and said, "Seems she deserves more respect than your words suggested." Kareem looked embarrassed, his pride melting under the weight of his own mistake. Emily didn't linger for validation. She quietly continued her work, her composure unbroken. Inside, her heart raced, but outwardly she had never looked stronger. For the first time that night, Kareem was speechless. After the gala ended and the guests began to leave, Kareem stayed behind, his mind still replaying the confrontation. He found Emily near the service station, wiping down a tray. "You surprised me tonight," he said quietly, his usual arrogance replaced by something almost uncertain. Emily looked up, her expression calm but guarded. "Respect isn't a luxury," she said simply. "Everyone deserves it, no matter who they are." Kareem hesitated, studying her face. No one had ever spoken to him that way before. Not investors, not employees, not even his friends. "You remind me of myself before money made me forget what humility feels like," he admitted. Emily didn't answer right away. She just smiled faintly and kept working. As she turned to leave, Kareem said, "I'm launching a new program to help underprivileged students learn foreign languages. You seem to understand both the struggle and the purpose. Would you be interested in working on it?" Emily paused, surprised but cautious. It sounded like a genuine offer, though part of her wondered if it was just guilt. "I'll think about it," she replied, keeping her dignity intact. Kareem watched her walk away, realizing that her quiet strength had shaken something in him no wealth ever could. A month later, Emily received a letter embossed with Kareem's company seal. Inside was an offer she hadn't expected, a position as project director for the new Language Bridges Initiative, a program that would provide free language education to low-income students. Her hands trembled slightly as she read the proposal. The salary was enough to cover her mother's medical bills and give them stability for the first time in years. When she arrived at Kareem's office, the atmosphere was different. He greeted her not as a billionaire addressing a waitress, but as an equal. "I wasn't sure you'd accept," he admitted. Emily smiled softly. "I didn't do it for you. I did it for the people who need a chance." Months later, the project launched, and news outlets quickly caught on to the story of the waitress who taught a billionaire respect. During the press event, Kareem simply said, Sometimes the most valuable lessons come from the most unexpected teachers. Emily didn't correct him. She just stood at the podium watching hundreds of students applaud. She had gone from serving tables to leading change, proving that dignity and intelligence were worth more than any fortune, and that true respect can rewrite destinies.